now we've often talked about population and population control in China. There's results from a new census that suggests that the government might have to boost measures for couples to have more babies. What a change. Let us bring in Kerry Allen, our China media analyst. Great to have you back with us, Kerry. So what did we find out?
Well, that China's population is still going up because there were suggestions in the Financial Times last week that it might actually drop. It's only increased 0.53%, and China's population is still 1.4 billion people. So it still accounts for a fifth of the world's population. But yeah, it's not gone down yet.
It's not going to, because I mean, a lot of times with countries, they're trying to figure out like who's going to support that older generation, right, of which there are many in China. How does it play into their economy? Well,
I mean, there have been difficulties in China because of what's known as the one-child policy, which was introduced in the late 1970s. It was abolished in 2016, but it's been in place for nearly 4 decades. And you've got a situation now where the children who were born under the one-child policy, they're growing up, but their parents are also retiring. So, yeah, you've got suddenly a situation where a lot of people are leaving the labour market because they're too old. And, yeah, half as many people now kind of filling in the gap who have to look after their parents, but, yeah, also tie down a job and have children.
So, and then it begins to expand out again. What about the gender gap? You know, there's been such interesting programs on that and discussions on that, particularly when there was sadly sex-selective abortion, when many gave birth to boys instead of girls. Did the census tell us what it looks like now?
Yeah, it said that the gap has decreased slightly. But there's still a situation in China where there are millions more men than women. So yeah, there's fewer women means fewer children. But yeah, there were a number of problems again associated with the one-child policy, and there is this traditional kind of for a lot of families in China, a preference for having a son to continue the family line. So yeah, there were known abortions during this period, so that people prioritised having sons. And abandoned daughters. But yeah, obviously this means a difficulty now that there are fewer women to bear children.
Really interesting. Kerry Allen, our China media analyst, talking to us about the Chinese census and what it tells us about their population. If you'd like to read more about that or any of the stories that you have heard over the past hour on OS, the place to go is to our BBC News Online. And you have more details, context, background.